My name is Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. Today I want to talk about an exciting opportunity for you as an artist to actually sell physical products, CDs, vinyl, merch, to a huge audience of fans online. Now, when as an artist you're trying to sell product online, which is really important, especially right now that there's no live concerts happening, you probably think about Bandcamp, and Bandcamp is probably the number one and an amazing platform for selling your music and your products directly to fans. However, there are two other platforms that reach a much, much bigger audience that also have a shop functionality, except most artists don't seem to know about it. And those are Facebook and Instagram. And so today, what I'd like to do is explain to you how you can set yourself up to sell product, CDs, vinyl, t-shirts, on Facebook and on Instagram to a large potential audience of fans. And in order to do that, I'm bringing in Carter Fox, who is social media manager for Discmakers, and he's also a very successful artist in his own right. His recent single was launched in January, and in 8 weeks already has over 100,000 Spotify streams, and his single Eclipse that he launched last year has garnered over 1.3 million Spotify streams. So Carter knows a thing or two about music, he knows a thing or two about marketing, and so I'm going to let Carter explain to you step by step how to sell physical product through Facebook and Instagram. Carter, take it away.
Thanks, Tony. So here we are checking out my Facebook page, because you do need a Facebook page in order to create a shop on Facebook. I do have a couple items uploaded to my shop already that I am also selling on my website, which it's a great benefit to have this available through Facebook for both advertising and just general availability, letting people know it's there. You never know who'll just kind of stumble on it. Normally we'd be able to click manage shop, and bada bing, bada boom, our customized shop option is there. If you have not done this yet, you do need to set up your commerce manager, which I'm going to use another page I manage to show us how to do that. So, like I said, we'll go to our manage shop on our side, and it'll even prompt us, hey, why should you do this? It really helps. So we'll start up our shop. It'll give us some info what we need to get started, and everything we kind of need, and we'll get ready and click next. So I'm selling through another website. That's what I've selected. You can also sell through Facebook or through messaging, depending on what options you have. Like I said, this is my website where it would actually be, at the end of the day, creating the transaction from. And today we're actually going to show you how to do this, uploading that Soulful Traveler bag. So like I said, checking out through another website, which is my own website. And then, since this is the first time being set up, a business account needs to be created and a contact email needs to be set. So, it could be the one you already utilize for your personal Facebook profile. If you had a separate band account or something you weren't utilizing, you can use this. As well as name your brand new catalog that you're about to be setting up for your page. And consent to the rules, of course. And then we have to submit it to Facebook for review to make sure everything is qualified for their rules and that we can actually sell on there. And sometimes it takes, a couple minutes. Sometimes it takes a few days to get approved. So, we will see what happens once we kick through. And of course, now that we kind of have something, we'll be prompted to let everyone else know that we've done it. So yeah, let's change it now real quick, because let people know it's going to be selling there. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. We're already approved. So let's go check out the shop, which is currently empty. And that's all right, because we haven't set anything up. But if I go back to my personal one, my Carter Fox profile, you can see there are a couple already items in there, and that's where we would be prompted on our homepage our commerce homepage to add some items. So let's go forth and do that. We're adding this manually. There are a few options really to go about this. If you already have a bigger list of merch and items that you were selling, you'd use this bulk item upload process. If you were using stuff from a website that really transitioned a lot and was updated pretty constantly, you'd use your pixel ability. But for most indie artists like ourselves, we're going to add each item manually just so we can control exactly what's going on and where we're sending it to. So like I said, I kind of pulled these assets already for my little gym bag that I wanted to have sell. I got a nice little picture. I got a nice little title. And if I jump back to the website, I do even have a really nice description that I'm going to utilize that will pop up for shops as well. And then as I'm selling it on a website, it will want the link. So let me just grab that real quick. And you'd have to set up a few additional transactional things if you're selling through Facebook or, sending people to chat. Don't forget to set your price. And if you had it on sale or doing some kind of special, you can just click that, set it up. And this is a brand new item. Again, if you're selling something refurbished, let them know. And then, of course, for, advertising purposes and algorithmic purposes, you definitely want to label it kind of what it most correctly is. And boom, where we go. We got a brand new item in our shop. If we had some more stuff to add, we totally could. We can see it in our items in our catalog here in our Commerce Manager, assign a QR code and everything. That looks great. It'll take a couple minutes to load again and to our actual shop page, but then we can drop down to the shop, see Instagram, see Facebook, get a nice preview, see how they're going to look. We can rearrange it. We can create some different themes if we wanted. If you had a bunch of different items and item sets for, certain folks, certain things. If you had a whole summer set, a whole winter set of stuff, a whole collector's item of CDs and vinyl, you can create all these kind of item sets here and customize that so people saw that first. And there you go. That is getting our Facebook shop set up so you can easily, check around and make sure you're checking out the shop and make sure all your items are now there. Like I said, it'll take a few minutes for that item I just uploaded to get there. But here we are. Awesome. Looks great. Now we also need to just double check and make sure our Instagram profile is correctly set up and, ready to go. Again, for the sake of showing everybody, I'm using another profile I happen to manage to help show how you set this up. So you need to make sure your profile is a creator or a business profile, which enables you to have shopping, and you can even see right there, it says set up Instagram shopping at the bottom. So we'll want to click that, and you'll see a very similar prompt to the one on Facebook, of course, because they're both Facebook. And we'll want to, set up the shop. Of course, if you haven't connected, your business accounts, now if you're switching a profile on, you might have to double check this kind of stuff. You definitely want to just connect it to the page. And I'm just connecting it through my personal one this way because, of course, I'm an admin across the pages, and I'll sign in. Yes, I do. Thank you for asking. We'll connect the correct account, of course, because you can see there's a lot of different accounts to make sure you are on the right one. So here we go. And make sure you select a new catalog, or if you already set up the catalog, you can set up the catalog. So, for this account, I'm going to create a new catalog. And if you're also selling through like a partner shop like Shopify or something, that's where you'd connect it there. But since I'm also selling through the website, I need to enter that information. And we'll submit it for review with Instagram Business, just like with Facebook. And again, this may take a few minutes, or it may take up to 7 days, just depending on what you're submitting and the timing of it. And just to show everyone what a finished shop is, let's check out the Disc Makers one. And everyone I know is already following it, of course. So we'll check out what that shop looks like. It has all of our various items from our catalog and different examples of things listed right there. And of course, if we click on, any of the items and view the product, we get a little more info. And if we really want to see, we go right to the website. Because again, we also even get people to this site for all of our information as well. And that's how you set up your shops on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks, Tony, for having me on here once again. It was great explaining, and good luck. Looking forward to seeing everyone's shops.
All right, Carter, thank you. That was awesome. And to you, as artist, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you'll make use of this opportunity. It doesn't cost anything to try. So get your product up there, do a little bit of marketing, and drive some music income. I hope you found this helpful. See you next time.